All right, y'all, welcome back. Eric here. Today, we've got a very quiet Henry, okay? This is a 300 Blackout Supreme. Check this bad boy out. We showed this off at SHOT Show last year, but we finally got one out to do a video on, so check this thing out. We're gonna launch some 220 grain subs from Phoenix Ammunition. Very based and awesome company, by the way. Check them out. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put a few in the dirt, y'all. Listen to this. That's 220 grains, y'all. All right. All right, I hope everybody's having a great day and thanks for tuning in. We're gonna be checking out this awesome new rifle from Henry. Now, they have departed on several design features, what you're gonna see in the previous models of Henry. This is a completely new rifle design for Henry Repeating Arms. Integrates a rotating bolt, okay? So a very different type of departure for them, what you're used to seeing, as well as an internal hammer mechanism. The bolt throw on this bad boy, I cannot tell you how smooth this thing is. It is just absolutely ridiculously smooth. Very easy to cycle with just a flick of the wrist. You can see here is a very familiar item here in the bottom of this rifle. It does take AR magazines, okay? Right now they're doing these in 5.56 and 300 Blackout. And you know, they do take Weaver bases and you can put an optic on these things. You know, they are drilled and tapped. But you know, I put the can on this thing and I played around with it with the irons a bit, and I was like, you know, this thing is so handy with irons. And what really, it really reminded me of Teddy Roosevelt's rifle. So Teddy Roosevelt had a Suppress lever action rifle, and I thought it was so cool that he had that even early on, and he used to use that on his ranch so that he wouldn't bother the neighbors. And I used to think, wow, how cool is that Henry has a gun like this that can sort of, you know, scratch the itch for the modern shooter who wants to still throw a can on a lever action, but still do it in a way that you can have familiarity with magazines. And being a 300 Blackout, this is really nice, okay? I do have some supers here. This is a 20 round PMag. We'll shoot a few supers. But this gun is very easy to maintain. You've just got a couple of pins here that you drop out, just punch them out, and the whole thing comes apart. Very easy to take care of, very easy to clean. Dare I say, kind of takedownish in a way. Maybe not a true takedown, but with two pins, bam, you've got all the guts. You can clean it really easy. You know, the way that these barrels are set up, this is a 1 in 7 twist on this particular one. It is a free floated round barrel. We have walnut furniture with some beautiful checkering. Okay, it is threaded 5/8 by 24 right hand. Okay, you have a really nice, well-fitted rubber recoil pad. So it's just a nice, classy gun. Of course, you can see that we have sling studs on here, and I opted to pull my grandpa's old leather sling off of my old Marlin and put it on here just for fun. You know, just because it sort of fit the vibe of this particular setup. The suppressor that we're running is from Sylvan Arms. Okay, this is their 30 cal suppressor. This one does use a QD mount that I've got mounted on the front of this Henry here. Okay, so you can see the overall length there, nice and compact if you do want to run it loud. But of course, where 300 Blackout excels is as a suppressor host and running it suppressed. And not bad. We are going to run a little bit more through this bad boy. Make sure that thing's tight. We don't want that walking off. Okay. Let's shoot this thing a little bit more. We've got some 150 grain supers. These are American Eagle supersonic, running at about 1900 feet per second. So these are gonna have a little bit more of a pop, but let's shoot some steel. Have some fun with this setup. Okay, okay. Smooth bolt. The first time I pulled this particular rifle out to do some work with it, I was so shocked at how smooth the bolt was and how smooth the lever was that I thought it was broke or something. I thought the gun was broken. You do also have a Tang Safety, which is a nice you know, feature there. Very tactile, very easy to get to with gloves. Very large trigger guard if you're wearing gloves. Slightly enlarged lever loop for cold weather. If you're wearing gloves, you know, you can get plenty of room in there. All right, let's have some fun. Oh yeah. Wow. I mean, rapid fire, like just stroking them out of there, man. 2 shots right on the head of the D28 at 75 yards, stacked them right on top of each other with iron sights. Absolutely ridiculously fun gun to play with. You know, while I load mags here, let me just give a few thoughts. Okay, these are more of these 220s. Felt like a couple of those might have popped a little, I heard there in the intro, but overall, very quiet setup out of this particular rifle. You know, people tend to have their opinions about a tactical lever action, or, you know, something with a bunch of rails and accessories and accoutrements on it. And I know you've seen probably a lot of the people out there that are doing the tactical lever actions with the rails and things. And I think that's cool. I think that one of the neat things about the gun world is that, you know, the world is your oyster. You can just do what you want. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are gonna, you know, take a rifle like this and they're gonna go completely wild and do a bunch of crazy, you know, changes and everything. However, I must say that as an initial outing for a rifle like this, to just take out of the box, the iron sights are dead on, throw a can on it, put a sling on it, I could totally go in the woods and hunt with this thing right now, right out of the box. And it's a rifle that has an instant familiarity to it. You know, you feel instantly like it's a classic, you know, like it's a gun that could have been made 50, 60 years ago, but still is a nod to the modern shooter and you know, a nod to the needs of the modern shooter. And I think that that's a very admirable trait. You know, that's something that's cool. I'm sure that the temptation was there for Henry to kind of go full ham and go completely tactical to follow the trends. But I must say, in my humble opinion, if my opinion even matters anymore, is that I think it's important to set trends too. And I think it's a really cool gun. Just my thoughts anyway. All right, let's have some fun. We'll shoot some more of these subs. That is a fat bullet, but it does sit in the mag quite well. All right, we'll shoot a few more. I think you guys kind of get the idea. I don't want to bore y'all to tears. We went over the main high points of the gun, but you can see the way the mechanism drops down when you work the lever. It cocks the hammer, recocks the hammer, so it is kind of like a little internal hammer in there. Almost, it looks kind of like an AR-15 hammer a little bit. And it's really cool the way this thing works. It's just a fantastic rig. So, all right, let's give it a shot. All right, these are subs. Let's put a few in the dirt and see if they crack or not. Quiet. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so a quick note on the magazines. This gun does ship with a 10-round magazine from Magpul, PMag, and they include a little 5-round spacer that you can put in the mag. Now, I know that seems kind of lame for some of us. However, there are states where you're limited to 5 rounds for hunting. It's dumb, I know, but they do include the appropriate spacer with every one of these. So if you are in a state that doesn't allow a magazine capacity over 5 rounds, don't worry, Henry's got you taken care of on that. So the Supreme is a 50-state legal hunting rifle as far as I know, in terms of, at least in terms of the capacity and everything like that. So just a quick note on that there is a spacer for that. But all in all, wow, what a fantastic gun. And you know, you could put an optic on this thing. I suppose if your eyesight would require the need for some additional support from an optic, obviously that's a great option. But you know, I kind of feel like maybe just a front night sight, like you know, get a front sight blade with a tritium vial in it or something. Like if Trijicon would make some tritium night sights for this thing, and just put a freaking set of tritium night sights on this thing and be done with it. And this would be a perfect food plot gun, 100-yard food plot gun, really accurate with iron sights. And I love the way these iron sights are made. You know, you've got this kind of deep square in the back, And the front sight kind of reminds me of like an old military rifle. You know, it just has this nice sharp barley corn at the top. Like, it is a really well thought out iron sight design. And that's one thing I'm really happy to see, that Henry's improved a lot on the quality of the iron sights that they're running on their guns. And I'm really happy with these sights. So well done on their part. All right, I'm gonna shoot a little bit more. These are some 150s, all right? One thing I noticed is that if you have an absolutely full mag, tipped off all the way, it is a little hard to insert it on a closed bolt. So if you wanna be able to pop the mag in and out on a closed bolt with an empty chamber, you probably wanna drop a round off the top of the mag. Let's try that. All right, so I'm just gonna pull one round off. All right, I'm gonna close the bolt. Yeah, there you go. Okay, very cool. Okay. I mean, this thing absolutely, all headshots on those D28s, just wrapping them out. Fantastic, fantastic gun. I mean, all of those shots are within a 4-inch circle right there out to 75 yards. I tell you, for just a great little walking around gun, you know, walking about, camping, hiking, shooting, really just a good general purpose 300 blackout. That is not in the AR category. For somebody that maybe doesn't want to get into an AR, but you like 300 blackout, this is a really cool option. Okay, Henry, I want to see one in 7.62 by 39. That's my next request, okay? Make one that takes AK mags. If you're willing to be that sacrilegious, that would be really cool, I think. Like a little, you know, 20 round 7.62 by 39 PMag. Hey, and Henry, if you're listening, make this in a pistol so we can get a little short configuration. This would be really cool with like a 10-inch barrel. Cut that handguard back. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But this would make a really cool short rig as well. So that gives me some food for thought for the future. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Many more on the way. This is a really cool gun from Henry here, the Supreme. Check it out. We'll see y'all soon.